What's up, everybody? This is Jake from the Tree of Woe Show, and Brock Lesnar is back. He just F5 John Cena, highlight of Raw, sets up something awesome. Who knows what's going to happen next? Didn't say a word, didn't have to say a word. Brock Lesnar is back. I had to start off the show with it. The Tree of Woe Show, in case you don't know. That was a bad line, I'm sorry. But he dropped the hammer on John Cena. Excited to see where this goes. But we're going back to the start, and we'll bring it all back to that later. Start off with Johnny Ace talking backstage, creating some matches. Santino versus Swagger and Ziggler, and Mark Henry versus CM Punk, and Zack Ryder versus The Miz. And Punk calls him a toolbox. Yep, calls him a toolbox. And how does Johnny Ace, cool, calm, and collected, does not get mad? Oh, and your boy Justin King was standing behind Dolph Ziggler getting TV time. Justin King, so much TV time. This really set up, it's really starting to build Johnny Ace as this dynamic figurehead over it all, and setting up the Johnny Ace versus CM Punk storyline, really, to take over once Punk Jericho eventually ends. Because all good things must come to an end. And all bad things must come to an end too. Like this Rock promo. Not a big fan of the Rock promos. Just because it's a bunch of catchphrases. I don't know. I grew up and I always saw the Rock. This is some deep stuff right now. I always saw the Rock as this figure of the guy who always got every opportunity he wanted. As opposed to the underdog. And I associate more as a more scrawny kid with the guys like Jericho and Juventud Guerrera and all those guys who, you know, had to work to do it as opposed to getting the shots thrown at them. You know, end of the day, The Rock's still a Rock. The crowd went wild. You guys probably all loved it. If you didn't see it and you're a Rock fan, you probably would have loved it. He says he wants a WWE title. Huh. Alright. He says he wants the WWE title. He's not going anywhere. At least he's just stepping up from saying he's not going anywhere. But now he wants the title. He wants the belt. I wish Justin was here to talk about the belt. And talk about The Rock. Because I don't have the heart to do it. Don't really like The Rock all that much. Been well documented. As a matter of fact, that's my back right now is CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Where was The Rock at that time? Filming Journey 2. But he's back. Can't complain, except for when he has promos that really don't go anywhere. It ties it up. I'm going to complain because I don't like The Rock. Justin will probably come back and save something later. I don't know. And hope you click that X button because I will save it by calling a three-way match, which is exactly how you do a three-way match with two heels and one face, where they team up and then they kind of fight. They fight to see. Hold on a sec. I gotta think. Why am I thinking? Why am I thinking? Why am I thinking? Oh, brilliant idea. People like Dolph. Maybe Dolph shouldn't be with Vicky. Maybe he's not supposed to be this true heel stable man. Maybe he's supposed to be on his own as kind of the rogue. Some cheers, some boos, mostly boos, but smarks love him because he sells and he puts dudes over and he can draw his own heat. He proved that this match, and Santino walked away with the win. It kind of hinted towards the Swagger and Dolph breaking apart. Hopefully this isn't a Swagger face turn, but more of a Dolph tweener turn. Because he doesn't work well as the face, but he could get cheers by just being the arrogant guy who we all love. And I don't know, it's just we're not always going to be in WrestleMania cities, so it might not be good to turn Dolph full face. A place like this, yeah, you turn if they had a crowd like this every single place they went. This isn't knocking crowds other places, but if they had crowds like the WrestleMania crowd and Money in the Bank crowd and the Survivor Series crowd, who have to be a big fan, you know, fork up all that and you know, they buy the tickets online, so they gotta, as opposed to walking to their local box office, so they gotta, you know, do some research, and they're all tech savvy, so they're always watching me on here and other YouTubers, and they, you know, develop the same mindsets. They all love Dolph. People backstage hopefully love Dolph. He's exactly what you want out of a heel, except for the fact he's not tall, which they seem to have a boner for tall guys. Anyways, biggest part of this though is setting up a match at Extreme Rules. Hasn't been announced yet. Putting the Booker hat on real quick. I don't have an actual hat to put on, but I'm putting on the Booker hat because they went to attack Santino on the ramp, and Brodus Clay made the save. And Brodus Clay headbutted Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler sold like a champ, and then they danced, and there was a lot of dancing. And I feel like putting the Funkasaurus with the Cobra might be what PG has always needed, because they always talk about the PG era and how people just wanted to swear and be all attitude and stuff. There was nothing like this in the Attitude Era. There was the Godfather, but the Godfather was not the Funkasaurus. He ain't got the dactyl. He ain't got the dactyl. He got the dactyl though. Anyways, is that a real tag team? I believe so. Do I see this match happening at Extreme Rules? Yes, I do. And then next we have the debut of Lord Tensai, aka Prince Albert, aka the A-Train, aka Back Hair, aka went to Japan and actually got good at wrestling, is what we were told, aka Lord Tensai. Full circle. Don't know what Lord Tensai means. Don't know how over he was in Japan, but he went out there and he didn't just squash Alex Riley. He squashed him with a full set of moves. He brought everything. He brought the entire arsenal. And Justin King was reffing it. And the Off the Rope show probably had multiple great moments seeing Justin King and Alex Riley once again. Not sure how I feel about Lord Tensai. Find out after you finish watching this video. Stay tuned. One thing that was really creative, and they should do this more often when they're trying to build this super dominant guy, Justin King stopped the match because Alex Riley got just destroyed. He wasn't kicking. It was a full massacre, and they stopped it. It wasn't because he was legitimately hurt. It was he cannot compete. So look out, because it looks like they're going to push this guy to the moon in a match with Santino later on down the road for the United States title. Might be in the cards. Don't see him going for the WWE title, especially with The Rock staying around and Brock returning. But if you want to talk about a fleshed out mid-card, you got guys who can finally get a draw in the mid-card until they... Okay. I'm saying all this under the assumption they're not going to pull the rug out from underneath like they did with so many others. But who knows? Anyway, and the next match was Punk versus Henry. And the crowd, up until this point, my homies. Miami is Justin City, but Miami crowd is my homies. So many yes chants, so many Daniel Bryan chants during the entire show. They love yes, yes, yes. And people love CM Punk as well. And they actually booed Mark Henry, as they should have, because Mark Henry is a bad dude. One of the baddest in the ring. This match had some great psychology of Mark Henry attacking CM Punk's midsection torso area because he had a bad back, and Henry won via countout. After throwing Punk out of the ring, it was pretty wild. Mike shielded with a fast 10 count. You know, Mark Henry comes out afterwards to do the world's strongest slam, and I was watching this with my brother and his girlfriend again. CM Punk was coughing up blood. Did you all see that? There was legitimately a pool of blood next to CM Punk coming out of his mouth. Did he bite his tongue? Did he get hit so hard in his stomach or in his kidney that he's coughing up blood? Nobody knows. But he was laid out, and then Chris Jericho comes out. And he said, "I told you I was gonna force you to drink," and just pours Jack Daniels all over him. And then grabs the second bottle and smashes it over the back of his head. And the crowd was shocked because we all saw Jericho coming out and this feud continuing, but we didn't see Jericho legitimately pouring alcohol on CM Punk, forcing him to drink. Now, it would have been even better if he would have sat there and water tortured him a little bit and said, "Yes, yes, the force is strong with this one," and just just drip, 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 drip on held down CM Punk. But I'll take this because it was a lot better what came up afterwards, which was Sheamus Del Rio. It was a Sheamus promo. He comes out there and he gets interrupted by Alberto Del Rio. Yeah, that's why I said Alberto Del Rio. And they talk about how Sheamus is the new man and he's the new world heavyweight champion, fella, and he is going to bro kick you, fella. And Del Rio's like, "It is my destiny to get the belt again." And Daniel Bryan's sitting there backstage going, they're chanting for me louder than both these guys got when they were announced. Fair enough, but who cares about how loud they cheer for you? Unless you're The Rock, you can do whatever you want because they cheer loud. But who cares if they chant your name or if they want to see you or if they bought WrestleMania with the thought that they're going to get a 10-minute match and it was going to be exciting and you get to actually watch your favorite wrestler for more than 18 seconds. Maybe there's people out there. They're crazy though. They don't understand the company. They don't understand it. They just don't get it. They're just marks. Anyways, Sheamus, Del Rio, talk about nothing. There's a match on Friday. If Del Rio wins, he gets a shot at the title. And Daniel Bryan was backstage, and they showed him interview, and they held the mic up, and he just serious face, just. So maybe this was all set up. I'm okay. I'm going to carry it away here. This is not happening because they don't like Daniel Bryan. But what I do with the situation is when you saw the turn into Daniel Bryan's face, you just go full on ROH Bryan Danielson mode where he was super serious, walked out to the ring, boom, final countdown maybe, or at least get the yes, yes, yes chants in there. But have him become less arrogant and just super serious and just kick people's heads in. And let them in Chicago, let them chant, "You're going to get your head kicked in," as he kicks Sheamus' head in, as Sheamus turns the heel. Because Sheamus got booed tonight. Sheamus got booed last night. Sheamus is going to get booed a lot of places because Sheamus sucks. And Daniel Bryan does not suck. Daniel Bryan is one of the best in the world. So, recap. Daniel Bryan doesn't suck. Sheamus sucks. Take the belt off the guy who's good, give it to the guy who's bad, because the guy who's bad is different. Because different's always better. Because you never had an Irish-born champion, because you kind of screwed over Fit Finlay and Mr. Kennedy. Oh well. How do I feel about it? I feel this could be good. The return of Bryan Danielson, the head kicker in, super serious. But I don't know. I don't actually see it happening. I just see them burying him even more. But he'll be in Midcard he'll be in that purgatory to where he's not gonna go down for the IC title, but he's not gonna go up for the for the real belt. He's just gonna be stuck feuding with the Canes of the world that don't really do anything for anybody, and going back and forth, never really developing the true heat. Either way, as a heel or a face, whatever they do with him, I think he works better as a face. He got some great heel reactions, but at the same time, great heel reactions at the end of the day are going to lead you to be a face with today's community. So, who knows? Who knows? Next up, we got Cody Rhodes and Kofi Kingston. And Big Show comes out with an embarrassing Cody Rhodes moment of him getting knocked out. Kofi Rhodes hit Trouble in Paradise. Kind of sucked. I liked where this match was going. It was pretty high energy, high paced. A lot of cool stuff. Like Kofi Kingston's offense in this one. Liked Rhodes' offense. Don't like the Big Show. But they're furthering that. We'll see a blow-off on that feud at Extreme Rules. Hopefully, I don't know what they do. Hopefully do something gimmicky. Maybe give Rhodes back the belt. and let Big Show go down for a little while, or leave, or go, drink some Epic Cat backstage and have a throw up battle with Kane. Who knows? Who knows what they do next? And then it goes to Mark Henry backstage with a guy who I didn't recognize, talking about representing him, player. Kind of like you need some assistance. Player. Might have been Teddy Long's cousin. Theodore Long, cousin. But it probably wasn't. Hopefully this goes somewhere. Might not. Probably going to be a dead storyline because they're hit and miss nowadays, and I don't think they'll hit with this one. I don't know if putting Mark Henry with a valet is going to really help him, especially when you don't know how well the guys are talking because he's not really introduced. But this could actually work out well. Cross your fingers. Throw some Hail Marys. Let's save Mark Henry's career one more time. Maybe let him feud with Christian for a little while. And then we get Eve talk. Oh, I'm going Divas correspondent mode. No Karma. No Bella Twins. No Beth. But we get Eve. Talking about how she had her WrestleMania moment and how she got the Hosky chants going and how she can get more heat as a lady than half the heels can get. More than Del Rio can get. Del Rio's from Mexico and it's his destiny and he has nice cars, but he doesn't get as much of a heel reaction as Eve. Just saying. Sucks to be her right now. And then we got The Miz versus Zack Ryder. And The Miz won with the skull crushing finale. What they're going to do with Zack Ryder is the real question. Is this... I always talk about how for the rise you have to have a fall. You have to have a fall to set up the real rise. And maybe they're going to do that. Maybe that's what they're going to do with Zack Ryder. The thing is, he's going to stay relevant because he has that YouTube show. So it sucks he's not going to be able to go off and come back. Like, let's say Kurt Hawkins was on a winning streak. Since he's already down here, it's going to get more traction than if he was already here, got the little winning streak going, Like, overall, he might not end up as high as, let's say he won 10 matches in a row, Orton wins 10 matches in a row. Orton's going to end up higher, but there's going to be more of a move and more of a buzz behind Kurt Hawkins. So that's why people get buried, is either they don't like you or they're setting something up bigger. What they might be doing with Christian, what they might be doing with Zack Ryder, what they might be doing. This is my inner optimism speaking. I don't like how they're burying my guys, so I'm trying to justify it with they're going to build them up later. Will it happen? No, it won't happen. They're not going to build anybody new up because they can always bring back the Brock Lesnars and the Batistas. And they can always bring back the Triple H's. And they can always keep doing that. So why would you build a new star when you can continue building the old guys back? Why not have 18 stars as opposed to 9? That's my question. If you built stars and the other stars came back, you're going to get bigger stars. They don't understand that concept. I don't know why they don't understand that concept. But, if you're going to sit, like, I don't know a good metaphor for this off the top of my head, but if you have two things. Okay, let's just go with a physics example. You're going to get more force with two objects colliding the bigger they are when they collide. Let's say The Rock, John Cena, that was a big collision because they're both built. Imagine if the entire card was filled with those. You're going to get bigger things out, and you're going to, have superstars, and you're going to have superstars fighting each other, and then you're going to have icons and all that stuff arise from it. But they don't get that concept because they don't want to build up. I guess they're trying to build up The Miz a little bit. I don't really know what they're going to do with The Miz, though. Because The Miz is weird. He has all these catchphrases, but he's a heel. He has all this publicity. He can go on any show. And he has the charisma to carry pretty much anything. But he's a heel, and he's supposed to get booed. Why'd you put a guy who's getting booed? This guy's getting booed, right? But he's also on Jimmy Fallon and also on all these shows, and can step into the challenge on MTV, which is a great show. You should watch it sometime. He can step into that, and people love him. Why not build off that? I don't get that. Never get that. I don't know if they're using the Miz right, but I'm gonna trust them that they will do right with the Miz, because as much as I don't like the Miz's in-ring work at this point, it's got a lot better to where I respect it. It's like, if you, let's just say CM Punk goes out there and wrestles the quality of match the Miz usually wrestles, he would get ether. People would be like, oh, Punk has one of the worst matches of his career. But if you watch a Miz match compared to a Miz match from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you're happy for the guy because you watched him build. So shout out to the Miz. And where's Ted DiBiase at? I know Ted's watching because Ted follows us on Twitter now, and Ted met Justin. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Brought the cat out of the bag. And they talked about The Undertaker versus Triple H, and that got me pumped for the match because Ted DiBiase was pumped. DiBiase posse, we here. Final thing of the night, though, was John Cena talking about his respect for The Rock. Can I get The Rock to come out there? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, he was just playing it up like the whole mature adult, like, oh, yeah, The Rock. Oh, he's just so, what a nice guy. Oh, yeah. Oh. And then, can't do Brock Lesnar's music, and I don't want to pull it up. So imagine Brock Lesnar's music hitting, because you already saw the start of the show where I talked about this, and hopefully you saw the show. Hopefully your DVR didn't end at 9:05, but you had the little carry-on, so that way you saw Brock Lesnar come in there and hit the F5 on the host. It was outstanding. It was what people came to see. The crowd was chanting for it. The crowd loves it. I'm a big fan. And at the end of the day, Brock's a star. Brock's going to be a star. And hopefully he feuds with Punk, because they're both Paul Heyman guys. Let me know what you think about all this. Comment down there. I will still get back to as many comments as I can. Justin is still in Dallas on his return up back to Utah. So leave him some love down there. Let him. Actually, I'm not going to respond to the comments. I will. No, I'm not going to respond to the comments. But leave Justin some love down in the comments, so he comes back, checks the YouTube account, and he feels the love the Tree of Woe show has for him, because he can carry these one-man shows. And I'm kind of struggling a little bit, but I'm trying hard. You got to respect the hustle. So yeah, subscribe, because if you like me, you're going to like Justin more, and you're going to like the combination of us even more. I'm Marty Jannetty, let's be honest. He's the Shawn Michaels. He's the hero that Gotham deserves. And I'm Marty Jannetty. He's going to throw me through a barbershop window one of these days. But subscribe, watch our previous videos if you want to, live back in the past and watch us talk about other things. Like this video. I never know which side it's on. Comment, leave some love for Justin, or talk about the show. That works too. And he will respond to that when he gets back. Because unless you have a problem with my opinion, then he will send those to me and I will respond. Take care. Cut all of your hair off and don't line it up, because low maintenance is the new high maintenance. That's why I got the beard kind of going in a little bit. I'm totally getting carried away. But seriously, Brock Lesnar is back. If you're still watching this video at this point, send me an inbox message with the code word Basil, B-A-S-I-L, and you'll get shouted out in our next Q&A video. We give shout outs all the time anyway, but Basil will get you a shout out. Adios.